Let's go to business now, and the markets have also been watching events in the US very closely. On top of the latest movements related to the coronavirus outbreak, our business editor Stephen Carroll is here to explain that to us. Stephen.
Stuart, there's an awful lot going on out there for investors to digest at the moment, but we have seen some movement on the markets as the results have been filtering through from the Democratic primary votes in the United States, particularly on stock market futures indexes. These are contracts which are bought and sold on the expectation of what the US markets will do when they open in about 6 hours' time. Now, according to this measure, Wall Street is expected to open about 1% higher, and market watchers are translating that as welcoming the results for Joe Biden and the progress he's seen in that vote. That's partly because investors in some sectors, particularly in healthcare, had been worried that Bernie Sanders, if he became president, could be a massive upheaval for that industry, for healthcare. Biden's seen as a more moderate choice, but of course we are a very long way from the actual election in November, so all of these market moves are to be taken with a pinch of salt. Nonetheless, a big topic for investors. Arguably what's even bigger news for the stock markets, though, was that surprise rate cut by the Federal Reserve on Tuesday. The 0.5 percentage point reduction was meant to calm fears of the damage the coronavirus outbreak would do to the US economy. But the stock markets tumbled in response, not the reaction the Fed chair was hoping for. Ellen Gainsford has the details.
As the coronavirus outbreak casts a gloomy shadow over the global economy and economists downgrade growth expectations, the US central bank has slashed interest rates in an attempt to contain any economic fallout. It's a surprise move that's designed to safeguard the American economy.
We don't think we have all the answers, but we do believe that our action will provide a meaningful boost to the economy. More specifically, it will support accommodative financial conditions and avoid a tightening of financial conditions, which can weigh on activity. And it will help boost household and business confidence.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell stressed that the decision was a preemptive measure and that he believes the US economy is still on a strong footing. The emergency reduction of 0.5 percentage point is the biggest single cut since the financial crisis in 2008. But for Donald Trump, it doesn't go far enough.
The Federal Reserve is cutting, but must further ease and, most importantly, come into line with other countries or competitors. We are not playing on a level field, not fair to USA.
Other central banks have already responded to the crisis. Australia, Malaysia, New Zealand and Indonesia have all cut rates, while the Bank of England has promised to take any steps necessary. But most of the world's advanced economies, including Britain, Canada, France and Italy, already have very low or negative interest rates, and so little room for manoeuvre.
Well, that rate cut brought more worry than calm to US markets, and that's continuing in trading in Asia today. Normally, an interest rate cut boosts the stock markets. The reaction pretty tepid, though. If you look at what's happening in Asia today, Tokyo and Hong Kong pretty much flat, some small gains in Shanghai, and the Kospi in Seoul seeing some moves, and that's as South Korea's government is preparing to spend the equivalent of almost 9 billion euros in emergency stimulus to combat the effects of the coronavirus outbreak on the economy there. That's almost 3 times the amount that it spent in reaction to the SARS epidemic in 2003. The measures announced will include gift vouchers for low-paid workers and older people and reductions in the cost of new energy-efficient household appliances. South Korea has seen more than 5,000 cases of the virus so far.
As we understand that our economy is in a state of emergency, we are putting all our policy focus on minimizing the economic fallout, especially for vulnerable sectors, small to medium-sized businesses, and self-employed people.
Meanwhile, Amazon is stepping up efforts to combat price gouging on its site as sellers try to capitalize on fears over the coronavirus. The online retail giant says that it's removed tens of thousands of listings and was monitoring new posts more closely. And that's as the price of things like face masks and hand sanitizers has skyrocketed to hundreds of euros on the site. In a statement, Amazon said that it was disappointed that what it called bad actors were attempting to artificially raise prices on basic needs goods during a global health crisis. Well, finally for me, as people are becoming more conscious of hygiene in public places, a French company has developed an antibacterial touchscreen. The So Clean screen uses ions of silver, which the company says kill 99.99% of bacteria, with the protection on the screen lasting for up to 5 years. The company, Comet Group, has patented the technology and says the screens will sell for between €1,000 and €10,000. They're due to be unveiled at a trade show in Paris later this month, which is,
Right.
for the moment, still going ahead.
OK, so we'll no doubt we'll have them everywhere at France 24 then.
Exactly.
1,000 to 10,000
Keep us all safe.
per screen. Thank you very much for that, Stephen.